Well, I just left my team, and I wanted to tell them how proud I am for their fight tonight. They competed, they fought hard. This UTA team was coming off big wins, a smothering of Georgia Southern by 20, and then they beat Georgia State by, I want to say, 7 or 8. And both teams, Georgia Southern and Georgia State, have been playing well recently. You know, Alex Peacock had a big game. Nigel Pearson had a huge game. And we needed it. The only thing I'm going to say I'm disappointed in, we made too many turnovers, and these turnovers were, I don't think too many of them were inflicted by the other team. I think we shot ourselves in the foot with these turnovers quite a bit. And we cannot have 18 turnovers and beat good teams. And we had too many tonight. We just had too many. The other thing, besides the turnovers, we gave up too many offensive rebounds, and those are the disappointing aspects of tonight's game. They had 42 points in the paint, and 22 came off turnovers in which they had layups, and another 15 were what they're calling second chance points, which I'm assuming is, you know, get the rebound, put it back up. So they scored a lot of points right point blank range. But anyway, it's season is 0-0 now. We go to New Orleans and hopefully continue to play inspired basketball. And you know, we've lost to two pretty good teams, albeit at home. I understand that. The one thing I'll say about this team, I don't know how many teams would keep fighting after so many close losses. But this team is fighting, and I'm proud of them for that. They're competing. They're mine, and I'm glad. I'm proud to say they're mine.
UTA do there down the stretch to start pulling away.
We just made some ignorant errors. You know, like that pass. We were trying to run a play, and one of our players forgot to pop out, and you know, and Trey shouldn't have thrown the ball, but he did. They stole it in for a layup. Even at one time, we were 26-16. They called timeout. They get 8 straight points off turnovers. You know, UTA just, you know, Kevin Hervey, he seemed to have a bunch of those points at the very end of the game. And so what I'm going to say is, you know, Hervey and Neal really, they're their go-to guys, and they went to them. And they made plays. Even, you know, Johnny Hamilton has 15 points. My guess is that many of those points are off Eric Neal penetrating and dropping it off for dunks. So I'm not absolutely sure about this, but to me, if I remember correctly, Kevin Hervey and Eric Neal, they just put the ball in their hands and they made some big plays. Big plays. We missed again. Our free throw percentage wasn't terrible, but it's just not quite good enough to help us win these games. You know, and we want to win these games. We have to shoot 75-80%, especially with 18 turnovers.
All year, for the most part of the season, it seems like late in the game, even with Trey, Ronnie has been struggling offensively. He still comes up with some clutch shots. What does that speak on his mental toughness?
Well, I mean, you know, he hits some big shots, but you're right. We need him to. You know, I need him to hit those shots all throughout the game. To be honest with you, you know, it's. You know, the one thing we're missing right now. You know, there's no argument that Trey's a better shooter and point producer than Marlon in terms of personal producing points themselves. But one thing we're missing without Marlon is that guy who can get in there and drive and penetrate. Our best penetrator is Nigel Pearson, and he's a 3-man. Right now, I'm missing that aspect of a team where they say the shot clock drops down to 8 to 10 seconds, and you give it to Eric Neal, and you know, he goes. They have 2 of them. Caleb Wilson's another one, number 5. He can get in there, and we're missing that aspect. And and Marlon was the best at it, before he got hurt. He was the best we had at that. And so we're needing what I call some easy buckets where we drive, and Trey made a great play one time where he drove and dropped it off, and I think that's when he missed a dunk. I think another time he made the layup, but he missed that dunk. That's the kind of, I call that easy buckets. Somebody penetrates, breaks down defense and drop it off, or somebody penetrates, shoots, and everybody comes to help, so nobody's blocking off, so the offensive, and that's how they got some offensive rebounds. This is not all on our big men. Our big men are coming over to help on drives, and they shoot it, and then nobody's blocking out this Johnny Hamilton, who's 6'11", and that's got to be our guards, or a perimeter player. It may be a 3 or 2. Whoever didn't, somebody got beat on a drive, probably a perimeter player. So there's 2 other perimeter players that they got to rotate and block somebody out. That's been a discussion we've had very, very often.
Nigel Pearson scored 31 tonight. First Bobcat scored 30 plus since 2014 around this time. Does that tonight with all the alum in the house and former Bobcat basketball players. How big is that kind of play despite the
I just hope it gives him great confidence going into the tournament. Nigel's a fantastic young man. We're very fortunate to have him. He's a very competitive young man. His probably one fault this year is at times he's trying to do too much, because sometimes he has to carry a big load, and we've talked about that. But when he has game, like he had 4 turnovers tonight, and that's quite a bit. But he's trying to make things happen, and sometimes he's got to let the game come to him. But he competes day in and day out, just really competes, and I'm very pleased about that. Nigel's going to be one of the best players to ever wear a uniform here.
What's it say about this team when you guys fell behind and you just kept battling back and you guys tied that? What's it say about the team's ability to do that?
I mean, it says, we're a team that won't quit. A lot of teams after you lose 8 in a row, most of them by 2, 3, stuff like that, they'll just be like, oh, it's another. But we fight back. Shows our resilience, I guess.
It's tough. I feel like it got something to do with our youth. At the same time, nobody on the team played. This will make 2 years now that I played Division I basketball. There's only 5 of us. And then, so it's tough. But we learn from it, and we just keep fighting. I hope that nobody don't write us off, because that'd be the wrong thing to do.
What has this losing skid been like for you guys?
It's tough, annoying, heartbreaking. I hate to do it like it used here.
The one thing I say, regardless of us losing or winning, I mean we ain't won in a while, but we bring it every day. We don't start pointing fingers at each other. We don't blame nobody. We just keep fighting, and I feel like it's gonna pay off. We at a wall right now, and we keep running into the wall. I feel like maybe next game we might find out that we could jump over the wall, or that we actually strong enough to break the wall, or that there's a door to go through the wall, open it up. So we're at it, right there. Obviously, aside from 2 games, and 1 game wasn't even on a win streak. So every game has been a single-digit game, aside from Georgia State. So when we get it, I feel like it's gonna be a good thing. But we're fighting right now.
Yeah, we know that we can compete with anybody in this league. We can beat anybody in this league when we play our defense, shoot the ball well. And hopefully, the good thing is that going into the tournament, when everybody's 0-0. So we put together a nice 4-game winning streak, which we've done before. Like, it's nothing new to us. We can go. We can win it.
What were the emotions like for you two when you guys tied the game off that 3-pointer and then they hit the 3-pointer to win it?
Great shot.
Great
Great
shot.
shot. No way around it.
Yeah.
I thought he missed it. I thought I was gonna grab the rebound. I was right there ready for rebounding up the rim, but just a good shot. He's a good player. Confidence MVP for a reason, So, nothing else I could really say. Just a good shot.
Coaches mentioned that he likes going to practice, and that kind of keeps you guys together. Have you guys seen that together, going to practice and staying together as a team? You know?
I mean, practice or whatever, whatever the case may be, even we hang out outside of practice, so, I mean, we're family regardless of what that scoreboard say. And we believe in ourselves, and our coach believe in us, so regardless if somebody say, oh, they lost 9 in a row, they're not a good team, we know we're a good team. We know what we can do. Because the same people that were saying we're not a good team when we lost 9 was the same people when we won 6, and they might win the conference. So, it is what it is. What can we do about it? We just keep fighting.
Yeah, we such a tight-knit group. Like, from 1 through 15, we consider each other brothers. So, I got faith in my brother has faith in me. We know, whatever anybody else says outside, that don't mean nothing to us.
I mean, Nigel, you were a part of that run last season in the conference tournament. How do you use that as motivation to help the team?
I mean, honestly, it's the same thing that, like, last year, of course, we had three seniors on the team. So it was different, but the principles don't change. Play defense, you're going to win. It's a tournament. Play defense. That's all you got to do. We play defense. Play defense in neutral floor. So playing good defense and people, let me say it like this. On a neutral floor, it's harder to make shots because nobody know the gym. So there's no home court advantage. There's no, okay, I played in this gym last year. I played good in this gym last year, so I remember this rim. There's none of that. Everybody neutral. Defense going to get it done, so we got to ratchet our defense up, and anything can happen. 4 games, everybody's 0-0. So even if you're number 1 seed, you got to play 3 games, but you're still 0-0. So let's get to it. I'm excited.